Oh, shall I tell you, Mama, what is causing my torment? Papa wants me to reason like a big, big person, but I say that candies are worth more than reason. Oh, Mama, shall I tell you what is causing my torment? I ought to remember to play around with our voo on the piano.
Would you care for some wine, Herr Mozart?
Indeed. Thank you. Thank you.
Josephina! Mustn't we forget to say thanks to the Lord for this meal? Come now.
Is the meal of veal and potatoes to your liking, Herr Mozart?
It's quite lovely, yes.
Josephina is a lovely cook, isn't she? It was a turn tonight to make the evening meal.
My compliments, then. Your skills are wonderful, Miss Josephina.
Thank you. It's the hope to have good enough skills in a variety of areas to make a decent housewife for my match, I suppose.
Ah, yes. Has anyone caught your eye?
A few. I have a masquerade I'll be attending this weekend that surely shall have many a handsome beau to catch the eye of.
I think Joe is lucky. I can't seem to catch the eye of anyone. Perhaps I'm ugly.
Oh, certainly not. You're a dear little Sophie. And you should yet be glad you aren't out like your sisters. It can be exhausting. Or at least, that's what I'm told.
Yes, you certainly aren't ugly, Sophia. It's just not your time to be managed. And take comfort in that. However, if I'm honest, I unfortunately have had little success myself.
Oh, Stanzel, I don't see how. You're beautiful in spirit, you're kind and talented. Herr Mozart, you should hear Stanzi play the piano. She plays so beautifully, and her voice is truly as sweet as honey.
You're quite handsome, Miss Constanza. I'm sure you'll find a good man who values your gifts.
Thank you. Although, what of your own matchmaking pursuits, Herr Mozart? Have you found a prima donna that tickles your fancy?
Oh, no. I suppose I've been preoccupied with other matters. Marriage and prospect for a future matrimony is far from my list of obligations at present. Not that I oppose, of course, but it's sadly not a luxury I can afford.
What's happened? You did seem a little distracted when I called you for dinner, sir.
I admit I was, little Sophie. Unfortunately, I'm dealing with a former employee of mine, the Archbishop of Salzburg. Even though I've left him, there's still a pile of horse apples to dig through before it's over. Pardon my vulgarity, Miss Webber, but I'm quite frustrated with the man still. He treated me with contempt and called me such appalling names, many of which I refuse to utter in your fine company. Oh, it makes my blood boil, if I'm truthful.
I'm ever sorry this has plagued you, sir. Perhaps after all is said and over with, he'll leave you alone?
I can only hope it's so, madam.
let us retire to the parlour room for some dessert and a little coffee. Come, my darlings.
Coffee sounds lovely. Will you join us, Herr Mozart?
Coffee is lovely. Certainly. Come away, Miss Starling-Weber. Shall we promenade to the parlour?
I? Oh, you're rather a ninny, sir. Promenade to the parlour, as if we're off to some grand affair.
Sophia, that's a little crass.
Nay, she's all right. But I'll tell you a secret, little Sophie. One must be quite the ninny to deal with the miserable Meisners of this world. And that's a precious secret. Only the best of people know. Which, by Providence' mercy, must be you. By all accounts, I must
Me?
say.
Do you really believe I'm one of the best, sir?
Entirely I do. But I don't see anyone else here who's quite so fine as you, little Sophie.
Constanza, is that coffee almost ready? And do be so kind to bring us that apple strudel of Sophia's.
Yes, Mama.
Holy God, we praise thy name. Lord of all, we bow before thee. All on earth thy sceptre claim. All in heaven above adore thee. Infinite thy vast domain. Everlasting is thy reign. Hark the glad celestial hymn. Angel choirs above are raising. Cherubim and seraphim in unceasing chorus praising. Fill the heavens with sweet accord. Holy, holy, holy Lord. Bring the roses. Ring the roses. A pocket full of posies. Ring, 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 ring.
Huh? Forgive me. I did not mean to disturb your thoughts.
Indeed. Forgiveness is given, madam. You merely startled me is all.
My apologies.
It's fine. No foul play was intended. I'm just Quite easy to scare, I must say.
Does noise frighten you so?
Not always, though. I'm not fond of the trumpet, I say. It's the only sound in the world that could scare me.
The trumpet? Why ever that one?
Well, it's as dark a red as the white we are drinking. It's like feeling red. It's rigid and coarse. And as a child, it frightened and pinned me deeply to the point of passing out. I can't explain why. I find its sound shrill and excruciating.
I'll be sure to remember this. About the trumpet, I mean.
I must say, this is lovely. Thank you.
Certainly. And would you care for some coffee as well?
A little indeed.
I think I should play a little piano, Mama.
Thank you.
It's a rather good likeness, don't you think, Herr Mozart?
Huh? What? Oh, Madam Weber. Forgive me. I was pondering silly little things, to be truthful.
I asked if you thought the portrait a good likeness of my father. Do you think it captures him well?
Indeed, it seems to capture his vigour and rousing good humour quite finely. Though, I'll be honest, I'm not, my understanding of the arts of painting is limited. I do draw, of course, but mainly with charcoal, or...
You draw? Goodness, I'd love to see these. Our Wolfgang, a secret artist.
You tease me. I'm not as good as an artist as I am a composer. I hardly have time to draw. But when I can, I do love it so. Birds make for beautiful subjects, you know. Especially starlings. They're so pretty. I find animals are far more patient than people.
It sounds so beautiful. Sadly, that's not where my talent lies. I'm often so busy with chores I hardly have time to draw. But Sophia paints a little. She uses many mediums whenever she's not busy baking or singing or tending to her chores.
Truly. Perhaps she can teach me a thing or two.
I believe she would too. She's grown very fond of you in the week since you came back to us.
I remember her well. She was quite scrawny and had wild hair. Now she's quite grown up. Yet Sophia seemed so small when we were last together 5 years ago. You all were. I'm still a child myself.
I know she adored you even then, and you're like an older brother to her. She told me as such. You should have seen how much she cried when you left for Paris.
I wanted to stay, of course. But Mamma and Father both insisted that I find my fortunes there. When what I found was more pain and... misery.
It seems we both gained pain and misery. Papa passed away 2 years after you'd gone, and Aloysia.
She married, as I recall.
She did.
Wasn't it?
Well, you must promise to show me your sketches. I'm entirely intrigued. Mozart.
You wish it so. It shall be. I would like to offer, however late it may be, my sincere condolences for your grief, Miss Weber. I imagine you miss your father a great deal.
Yes, I do miss Papa. I miss his wisdom and the way he played the piano. like you were before I entered the room.
I'm sorry if playing stirred such reminders of your youth, madam. I wasn't thinking about my actions.
No, it was good to hear. We need music in this house again, Herr Mozart. And you've brought it back.
Well, I'll gladly play it with you sometime. If you'd sing with me.
I would be honoured, sir.
I'm glad.
You know, if I'm honest, I recall Papa had much to say of you in the days after we parted so long ago from your company in Mannheim.
Oh, well, I did, of course, have an inkling of an interest in your sister Aloysia. I imagine that didn't please him. The way things ended, I mean.
Not so. I believe you were far more a pleasure to Papa than Lang ever was or would have been had Papa lived long enough to see them as they are now.
Herr Lange. Truly. The life of an actor sounds terribly elitist to me. It sounds suffocating and selfish. Having people parade about you as if you're something special. Not that I would know any difference to him, I suppose.
Truly. Do you feel life as a musician is one of suffocation?
Nay, 'tis quite the contrary. My music is my life, and without it, what am I?
I'm not entirely sure.
Well, I'm naught but a mere street performer, a monkey with whom the bigger men puppeteer, a pauper without hope for artistic expression in front of the masses, because my work, unlike the life of an actor's, is more than simple stage makeup and fancy movements. To express the sympathies in my mind, to explain the things in my head even now and in this moment, would be an impossible task. I'm always composing, always thinking and creating, and I would argue that my creativity is merely my soul firing off its truth. When I compose, Miss Weber, it's like opening a window into the very heart of my existence, and I wish, oh Lord on high, I wish.
What do you wish, Herr Mozart?
You may laugh at me, madam, if I tell you what my heart's desire.
Never. Even I have desires which have yet to be fulfilled.
I would like to have everything that is good, genuine, and beautiful in my life. And I want to share all that I am. That is my wish. The most secret of hopes.
Oh, therefore your wish is that you want applause and praise, Maestro?
Certainly not. I follow no one's praise or applause. I merely follow my own intention. Truthfully, if I had wished for praise, I'd be an artist, or perhaps a poet, but you see, I cannot write poetically, for I am no poet. I cannot make fine artistic phrases that cast light and shadow, for I am no painter. And as I am no actor, I cannot neither by signs nor by pantomime express my thoughts and feelings. And neither am I a dancer. Yet I can, by musical tones, express myself, for I am a musician. My life is music, and my music is my life. The beautiful, the genuine, and the pleasing, all that is good. Surely it lies somewhere between the silence of the notes in my mind, doesn't it? If that's rather not ridiculous to say. Is it?
'Tis not. And I feel quite the opposite in my thinking. It sounds to me a wonderful and amiable desire.
Sincere? You feel the same as I?
Undoubtedly. I think of the ugliness that is often sought and wonder why such things are chased after whence they are merely dirtied rags and rotting riches.
Truly, you fascinate me, Madam Weber. My curiosity is piqued from earlier. Tell me, on the subject of your sister and now your brother-in-law, do the two of them, Aloysia and Lange, at least share their wealth?
Hardly. Once Aloysia was off gallivanting with him and Papa's sudden passing 2 years ago. We barely make ends meet these days. She's a true talent, my sister. And that talent could bring the ducats pouring in, but that isn't the case, I'm afraid.
An unfortunate affair, it sounds like.
Indeed. Unlike Aloysia, Sophia, myself, and Josephina are lucky we haven't frightened all whom hear our voices away. I believe we pale in comparison to hers, you know. Aloysia sang like a well-trained canary, while the three of us squawk as geese upon a river.
Oh, you're a delight, Miss Weber. Squawking geese. Silly indeed.
Goodness.
Oh,
I do suppose that's quite a ridiculous picture, isn't it?
a little, I'll admit. But while it is true, your elder sister is a talented soul, and perhaps, as you say, a canary, yourself, Sophie, and Josephina hardly deserve such petty dismissal.
I'm humbled you think so fondly of our gifts, Sir Mozart.
Of course. I've heard you sing and play beautifully since our earliest of meetings back in Mannheim. And I mean every word. I believe it would be unwise to think that one stands above the others, Madam Weber.
It's a perplexing notion to be praised. Mother tells me often that I can hardly do enough for her, and that my musical inclination will never be close to that of Aloysia's. My mother. She spoils my other sisters, Sophia and Josephina, and rails against me. Yet here stands a man who had been enthralled by my elder sister, much like the whole world has been, and his candor is astounding, even more surprising, given the things circling around her, Mozart, and all that have been said. He's quite baffled me in the present moment. Indeed, quite to the contrary of belief and speculation. And Mozart is a kind soul, and I see it in his eyes as he looks at me. Though I think I can scarcely imagine it to be true, that he thinks and sees something of value before him. The question of importance, however, is, does he think something of me? Is there belief, for once in my life, that I too can shine in that lonely sky like Aloysia had?
Oh, forgive me. It seems I've rather exhausted myself.
You do look rather worn.
Yes, perhaps I had best retire to my chambers for the evening. Besides, there's much to tackle yet tomorrow. The situation of the Archbishop is hardly over. I know it.
That seems unfortunate.
He's a prideful, sodding old fool of a peacock. I just hope the battle to detangle myself from that man is a swift one.
As do I, sir. On another matter, will you require anything else before you retire, however?
Not at all. Your company and kindness have been plenty. I bid you a good night, Miss Weber.
Indeed. Good night, Herr Mozart. Heavens, that was a lot.
Where to, sir?
Take me to the address of Peter's 11. Said Helga Goddess. Please. Please. Lord, you drive like a horse's arse. Stop!
Whoa. Whoa, easy, girl. Aye, right there, sir.
Aye. I'm as fit as a violin. Yes, you nearly bastard. It's cold. Oh, my head. It's cold. Pompous swine. Who the hell does the Archbishop think he is? Calling me a ragamuffin. Bah! Where the hell am I? Damn this city! Damn this city! Damn the Archbishop! What the hell are there so many streets? I want to go home. Providence help me. I just want to sleep. Oh, thank you, God. Thank you. Thank you, God.
Lavenders blow dilly dilly, lavenders green. When you are king, dilly dilly, I shall be queen.
Mozart!
I don't feel so good.
Heaven help me. What happened? Just soaked to the bone.
I don't feel so good. Constanza.
Right. Come now. We need to get you into bed, Herr Mozart.
Oh, you're a very pretty lady. Pretty, pretty squawking lady.
Why, thank you, I suppose. But we have to be easy now, and we have to go up these steps, see? 1, 2, up we go!
Oh. Easy. Up, 1, 2, 3, we go. Up on the roof we go. Up, up, easy ho. Up, easy go. Oh.
You'll be alright shortly, I promise. You're alright. I'll be right back. I have willow bark. That should help. If I brew willow bark into a tea, it should lower his fever.
Where am I? What? Where am I? What? What?
Mozart, be still. Don't excite yourself.
Madam Weber. It's you.
Yes, I'm here, and you're safe. But what happened to you after your concert, sir? When I found you a moment ago, you were soaked from head to toe.
The Archbishop was at the concert. He made a fool of me in front of the other possible patrons and employers. At every turn he was undermining me. If he hadn't won by dismissing me from his employment. He humiliated me further. Now I'll never... The man belittled and lambasted me to the extent that I felt sick during the whole night. It was so bad that I could hardly make it through the first act of the opera I was to perform. So I left. I stumbled through the streets like some drunken fool. I'm deeply sorry to have frightened you so, Madam Weber. You must think poorly of me. The state I'm in.
Certainly not. It would be a cruel act to think such things, Herr Mozart, as I sincerely believe you've been dealt a great deal of trouble with this Archbishop. I've heard your ravings against him at dinner, and your recollection of today's events. I imagine it was all too much. It appears as such to me.
I beg of your discretion, Madam Weber, please. For the sake of my honour, you mustn't breathe a word of this predicament to your mother, nor your sisters.
I shan't. You have my word.
Good. In that regard, you should leave me to deal with this alone. After all, what would your family think if they saw you, a bright woman, caring for a wounded fool? His pride begot a fit of illness.
They would think very little. Besides, they don't think much of me or what I do.
Oh, rubbish all what they do or don't think of you. I think you're kind, and I see how hard you work. Poppycock, I say, and old Madam Weber and her tongue at that.
And besides, as you're our guest, I cannot leave you alone while you're unwell. That would be most unkind.
You know, Miss Weber, I insist that you don't.
And I insist that you do allow me to help you. You've been through much, and we regard you as a delight in this house. At least I do. Think of it as repaying what was broken with Aloysia all those years.
But you owe me nothing. Your family took me in and allowed me lodgings when I had no place to go. It's quite enough. Truly, it is.
I know, but sometimes I think about how my elder sister hurt you all those years ago, and I didn't appreciate such an unkind disregard for you. All that time writing those arias and giving her stage to sing upon, to treat you in such a careless manner. Why I feel... My apologies for my raised voice, Mozart. It was forward and unbecoming of me.
You are forgiven.
Still, I do feel obligated to show you better hospitality than has been offered in the past. And I feel it quite strongly.
I'm baffled, I admit. However, I am grateful for your care, Miss Webber.
I'm humbled to assist. Now then, here, drink some more of this. I know the tea is terrible, but it should help. Easy now, not so fast. Easy.
Yes. Thank you.
Of course. This should help bring down that fever of yours.
Yes. Thank you. Heaven spare me. Perhaps it's the fever or my current state of mind, but I swear she looks like an angel in this dim light. She's absolutely beautiful. And her heart is kind. She's unexpected. Once again, completely unexpected. And she puzzles me.
I'm going to take care of you. I promise. Now then, I think, if I may, we should get you out of those soaking wet clothes. It'll do you no good to sleep in them.
I think I can manage that, madam.
Oh goodness me. My deepest apologies. I didn't mean to seem as if I was suggesting impropriety, sir. Or that you're less than capable of dressing yourself. I only meant an offer to assist you given you felt so well. I would hate for you to fall again.
No harm done. All is well. Besides, I could use a little help. Goodness. It feels like I'm being tossed about on a rocky carriage ride.
You can sit down if you feel unwell.
Indeed I shall. I may fall otherwise if I don't.
That would be no good. I'm ashamed I must ask you. Where do you keep your night clothes, sir?
Oh, the locker. At the foot of the bed. I keep most of what little I have in there.
I'll go so you can slip into your night clothes, sir, but if you do need me, please shout. I'm only down the hall, and I'll help you if need be.
Certainly. I'll be sure to do so, Miss Webber. She's quite a puzzle to me. Miss Constanza Weber. But she's a kind and charming puzzle, yes, indeed. She makes me laugh, and I'm grateful she was here tonight. After all, who knows what would have happened if I had returned to an empty house? Of all the things I have to wonder, why is there something about her that seems to make my heart flutter? What a puzzle indeed.